we've both been playing a little game called Doom: The Dark Ages, which is a prequel to Doom 2016, and kind of sees the Doom Slayer in this kind of new environment where everything's kind of medieval themed. You got a shield with a chainsaw like wrapped around it, and all these cool weapons and stuff. And yeah, we played a little bit of it, and we're gonna talk about it, I guess. So Lauren, I'll go right to you. How much have you played, and what have you kind of thought about Doom so far? Because this is your first kind of introduction to Doom as well.
Yeah, it is. Apart from kind of watching the original Doom, like my dad play it, I've never played a Doom game myself. Um, but the promise of what we were getting in Doom: The Dark Ages just like too much fun to deny. And I do have an Xbox and Xbox Game Pass, so I was like, all right, let's give this a try, and I'm in. It's so much fun. I'm only
Yes.
about 5 or 6 chapters in at this point, so still early.
Okay.
I was surprised to see how long it is. I know some of the chapters
Mm.
vary in length, so I'm excited that this is going to be like a lengthy ordeal because I'm having so much fun playing it and I don't want it to end. But yeah, as someone who didn't play the other Doom games, I instantly was like, I should play the other Doom games. So I bought them on sale, and they're waiting for me once I finish this, as I play in chronological order as God intended. And yeah, so Tom, can you tell me, like, I know that each of these newer Doom games have like a specific gameplay element that makes them unique, and like with Doom: The Dark Ages, it's the shield and like sort of blocking and parrying attacks. What is it with the other two?
Yeah, so in Doom 2016, I would say it feels like these other two games, but a little bit more stripped back. There isn't like, from what I can recall, like an overwhelming gimmick. There is like the kind of balancing between the gunplay and then the kind of melee combat, which you kind of have to balance. But it's more so focused on just like you're playing Doom, you're shooting guys and whatever. In the second game, there's a bit more of like instead of a shield, you have a sword, and there's kind of things you can do with the sword that kind of shake up the gameplay a little bit. I would say this is kind of the most it's kind of shook things up a bit because of the parry element. There isn't really any sense of that in those other games. So to me, at least, I feel like this is kind of shaking things up the most with what you can do with the shield, which is a bit more than I thought, because you can kind of block with the shield, you can throw the shield at enemies, and you can also use it as like a traversal kind of thing where you have a shield bash, which is what I kind of the big thing that I took away from it is like how much fun it is to move around in this game. I feel like this game is a lot faster paced compared to the other ones. Like the other two are very there's a lot of they're momentum
Really,
driven and
Eternal I
they
thought was super fast. Like I thought
it
Eternal you got
is.
like the grappling hook and stuff. There's a lot of like.
Oh, there is the
platforming.
grappling hook, which I did forget about. There is more platforming in Eternal. But with this, because the maps are so much more open, I feel like they've ramped up the momentum more so you can traverse these kind of worlds a bit more. And because of the shield, you can like bounce off of enemies a lot better, which just feels amazing. Like smashing demons with your shield and then shooting them with the different guns you get. It adds so much elements, so many different elements to it, especially when you have the parry, which is a massive part of this. And I was surprised how much it is a part of it because each enemy has like these green attacks which you can block and parry with your shield, and it just adds so much like I guess the word is like micromanaging of like how you go about your encounters, which I just think is so much fun because there is so much chaos and you're having to pay attention to like a million different things. I love that element of it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, the shield is to this franchise what like the Leviathan axe is to God of War. It's so satisfying to use and it's so cool. And it's your best friend. Like the fact that you can, yeah, you certain enemies will explode when you hit them with the shield. Other ones you have to throw the shield at them to make them stagger, or you have to block their attacks, and it's very satisfying. I'm only how far are you into it, Tom? Have you finished?
I'm like halfway through, so I'm a bit further than
Okay.
you are. Yeah.
Because it's like interesting how many times they can increment new things for the shield to do. I'm like, at some point we're gonna run out of things. I'm already struggling to remember all the different combos of things that I need to do. So I think that will probably come to an end at some point, and it'll just be like, here's new gun, cool. But it is like that combination of things has been really satisfying. I do find it really chaotic. There's so much happening all the time. I don't die a lot because I'm not on the easiest difficulty, but I'm heading that way because of how much I'm dying, because you're button mashing, you're doing the wrong combo when you like make the mistake, and then the guy hits you and you're dead, and things like that. There are these things called life sigils that will resurrect you, which I quite like. So basically, like lives, which are very useful, but they don't come around that often, which is kind of frustrating. I would have liked a way to sort of more easily find those things, because like 3 sigils does not feel like enough in some of these encounters. But it is very satisfying when you start to get it right. It's just that there is a lot of ramping up quite quickly.
Yeah, definitely. And like I would say, like without giving it too much away, they do manage to give you not necessarily like new like techniques or anything like that, but like stuff that adds to your arsenal, that keeps it fresh as you go on. Especially with the shield, they add some cool things with it that I won't spoil it, but it gets fun. But yeah, one of the other kind of elements of it, I think by the time chapter 5 you will have played some of these missions, is they also have the mech stuff, which is like the Atlan big kind of Doomslayer mech that you get to pilot and you fight against giant demons, and also like the dragon stuff, where you're flying on a giant dragon and you're shooting stuff in the air. What did you think of those? Dragon is cool. What did you think of those like sections and comparing them to like the gunplay of like the main chapters?
I like it. I like that it's every now and then, and like you can kind of break up these big, just like gunning, shooting sagas with something like, okay, now we get to do a mech fight, and I've learned the controls for that. And the dragon part's cool. I did just do the mission where it is like you kind of are flying the dragon and shooting things, and then you're also getting off the dragon and doing smaller parts to the mission. So that's great. I like that combination of like, okay, it's not just an entire flying level this time. It's like I'm doing this and combining it with other pieces of gameplay. So that has been fun. I have found, I don't know if this is just a me issue, but you have to dodge a little bit on the dragon, and I will be pressing the correct button to dodge, and it'll be taking me the other way. So I'm like, what's going on? Is this a controller issue? But it seems to be like really sensitive, which is frustrating.
Yeah, I found the dodging a little bit temperamental sometimes, particularly with the dragon sequences, because there are times where you have to like lock on to enemies and then dodge their attacks to be able to actually attack them. But other than that, I think that's so much fun. It's such a power fantasy, especially in the mech. Like it feels almost like a fighting game the way they kind of shake up the combat in the Atlans. I think it's really interesting how you dodge and parry to like attack your foes. The thing that I really love, and it extends also to when you're just playing as the Doomslayer, the game reminds me of Astrobot in a way because of all the destructible environments and all the little giblets you like fling up and down like when you're running into stuff. I think it's so cool.
But they're bits and pieces of demons.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, which is just like, it's just so fun. Like, Doomslayer is such a force. He's an unstoppable guy, and he'll just run through like a shed or whatever, or like a wooden thing, and he'll just destroy it. Like, it's so fun. I
when there's like a chest of gold, and you just like smash it.
Yeah,
you don't open it, you just smash it.
And like, I don't know how it feels on the, I guess you're playing on Xbox, but like on the DualSense, it feels like you feel the little coins like in the controller and stuff, and it's just, it's so cool. So yeah, Astrobot and Doom: The Dark Ages didn't think they would have anything in common, but it turns out they do, which is very fun.
Well, even like the level design, like there's secret areas to find. There are like items to pick up and things like that. And I wasn't expecting that from the game. I don't know if that's a new thing they've introduced, like looking around the map to find hidden areas and to platform essentially.
So this is I would say this is like goes into it like a little bit more. The Doom 2016 and Eternal definitely feel a lot more linear. But yeah, this is like expanded a lot. Like with a lot of the missions in this, you'll basically have like an open area with like objectives to go and find, and then you can explore the area around a lot more. In the other games, that there isn't really that much like it, other than like a handful of missions.
It's like, here's a room, there's some demons in it, shoot them in the head. There was probably a secret item somewhere, but then when you finish the room, move on to the next room, shoot more demons in the head, listen to excellent rock and roll music, and just feel awesome.
Yeah, pretty much. And it achieves that. I think like the exploration, I feel like, is just as fun as the gunplay. Like solving the weird little puzzles, like throwing a shield at something and then jumping up. Like I just love all that. I think that's really, really clever. So Yeah.
I will say that like it's kind of funny to me that they're trying to shove a story into this game because
yeah.
I just do not
Which
care.
is
I
weird
don't
for
know.
Doom.
I don't know who I'm fighting for. I don't know who anyone is. Sometimes I seem to be on these people's side and they won't attack me.
Yeah.
But then there's like cultists and I'm like, who are you people and how do you fit into it? And then there's cutscenes in between each chapter and I'm just like, who cares? Let me get out there.
I
No,
find that funny because in the first in Doom 2016, there's a very notable moment early in the game where they try to do that for you, where they're like, we're going to tell you everything about this. And Doomslayer just grabs the monitor and just smashes it. And he's like, I don't care. I'm just going to shoot demons in the head.
Yeah, and that's what it should be about. Like, yeah, I totally agree. Like, I feel like anytime a cutscene's happening, I'm like, oh, I'm watching, but I'm like, what is the Heart of Argent? What are we doing? What is this
Yeah.
person? Like, and I'm not there for that. Like, it doesn't really matter. The story is kind of like, you know, take it or leave it. But yeah, I think the fact that the gameplay is it's like so much fun. I can overlook the fact that like they're trying to make me care about whatever is going on in this hellscape. But yeah.
Yeah, what I love about it is that, yeah, I wasn't going to play it. Then the trailer was just so cool that I was like, I've got to try this. And it's really delivered on that. Every minute that you're playing, it's just so much fun to play and so satisfying. And it's challenging as well, but it is very much like, I missed this. I haven't played a first-person shooter like this in ages, but it is a lot of what I used to play as a kid. And so it's kind of recapturing that for me. And it's just really satisfying that it is so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys would recommend Doom the Dark Ages?
I think so. I think it's worth picking up. Yeah.
Highly recommend. Although we haven't finished it yet, so maybe stay tuned for
It
a
could all
part two.
fall
That's
apart in
true.
the end. You never know.